And we are almost underway then for the final practice session. It's been delayed ever so slightly, but we are almost ready to go to get this session underway. Green flag is out.
2, 1, pit lane is open.
And Eduardo Freitas informs us that the last practice session before the weekend of the Le Mans 24-hour begins is underway. We've just had the hyperpole. We now know it is the number 7 Toyota Gazoo Racing on pole position as well. But we will also have a half-hour warm-up. But this is the last 2 hours of practice and the last 2 hours at night, crucially, until the magic graveyard shift and the happy hours later on in the weekend as well. There's a very tight exit in the pit lane there. One of the Ferraris in the AM category almost ran into the side of one of the Pro Porsches, and that would almost certainly be a penalty for the Ferrari. In fact, I'm looking at the stewards right now. They looked at that as well, and they are not happy. I'm looking right now, and Eduardo Freitas, the race director, was very, very unhappy with that one as well. He's shaking his hand like that as well and pointing on the monitor, and immediately the chain goes down to give him a penalty, and all the stewards watching on as well. And honestly, it's so fun to just see that in the box. But we're underway then for the last 2 hours of practice at night. So here's it once again, the 66. Oh, that's so close. The Ferrari cutting across the Porsche there as well. It's already now being investigated by the stewards. I can tell you it'll be an unsafe release. No penalties in grids, but it'll probably be a very hefty fine going the way of the Ferrari team there. The moon is out, and the lights are on all the way around Circuit de la Sarthe as well. Le Mans has come alive at one of my favourite times. The night shift is a great time to watch some racing. And the 65 LMP2 has come to a stop down in the pit lane. And that's the Panis Racing at the moment. So they're doing a control delete inside the pit lane. That's very unusual to see a car stop in the fast lane. They're now pushing him back toward his pit lane. Junior Canal at control of the LMP2 car there. So they'll push it back. They'll refire it. They'll make sure everything's okay. Then it can get going again. But very strange little circumstance going on there at the moment here at Le Mans, as the Porsche, is this Kevin Estre's 92 Porsche that had the crash in Hyper Pole? Yes, it is. So they're just repairing that. So it will get out for the session, which is fantastic news for the Porsche team there. 1 hour, 53 minutes to go. There's a lot of damage now to the back of the 92 Porsche at the moment. The front end has got a lot of gravel on it. They've had to take the entire floor off. The rear suspension's all smashed up as well. The bodywork's all dead. It looks absolutely horrific as well out there. Not good at all. As Nakajima sets the first time in the number 8 and goes on a 3:30.363 on the board. Not a bad time there. The number 8 Toyota leads the number 7 with 1 hour 48 minutes to go. Third overall is the 29 as well out there as well for Racing Team Netherlands. But yeah, that is the correct one because our timing monitors adjust. There's the 31 for Team WRT. Then it's the 22, 24, 20, 28, 39, and the number 1 car round out the top 10 overall here in the session. The night has fallen. It looks absolutely beautiful here at Le Mans as more of the action continues. Now, what's happened with the 29 Racing Team Netherlands down at the forest curves towards Tete Rouge? Just a little bit of outside moment, just a big slide, and almost went through the gravel trap. They're checking the rear spring setup as well, just to make sure everything's okay. The number 82 heads out onto the track now as well. Rear suspension looks wobbly as well on the rear light, but the car is okay getting away. It's nice to see at the moment, though, that with 1 hour 40 minutes to go, everyone's having a quite calm session. They're just getting on with it. No one's pushing. Qualifying's done. This is now just get your laps in, get to understand the car, and get good for Saturday at 3 o'clock British Summer Time, 4 o'clock, of course, over there in France, and get going with a go, go, go. And we've got a slow zone in operation down at the first chicane, and I'm not sure if it's a car that's gone off or not. And it's down in first chicane, so it's the PlayStation chicane It is a slow zone in effect. And Race Control have got it on the screen at the moment, if I take a look at it. And the marshals are out there as well. There's lights definitely flashing. And I think one of the tyre stacks have actually come loose. So the tyre stack is loose down at the end of the first chicane. So they've put that zone under a slow zone. It ends after the PlayStation chicane. So it is zone 3 that is in the slow zone. But a very strange situation out there that we're having. And they are literally piling back up the tyres, but no one's hit them. So I wonder where they've gone. Just a bit of TLC down at the PlayStation chicane then here. And we're into slow zones here at Le Mans. They are actually now with a massive tractor. They are indeed moving parts of the tyre barrier. This is a very strange situation happening at the moment as the 709 comes back into the pit lane. But they're moving tyre barriers, and I can't see anyone stopped on the track at the moment. No one at the moment is saying stop to my monitor. Strange one. But it's the number 8 Toyota Gazoo Racing top of the morning in the hypercar as we're just half hour into this 2-hour session. In LMP2, it's the G-Drive Racing 26. In the LM GTE Pro, it's the 63 Corvette Racing. In the LM GT Am, it's the Ferrari AF Corsa. And in the innovative class as well, it's the 84 Association SRT 41. And the slow zone is being removed. And the green flags are back out here at Le Mans. We were under that slow zone for a couple of minutes, and now we're back up running. So whatever the problem was down there, they've moved the tyre barrier, they've made it safe, and we're back under green flag running. With some of the Ferraris heading back out there as well. The 51 GTE Pro Ferrari heading out there on the track with a little bit of a driver change. I think Sam Bird getting into the car as well. And everybody enjoying the situation, everyone enjoying the track at the moment here at Le Mans. And we've got a yellow flag somewhere on the track and a car in the gravel trap. I'm not sure if this is at the Dunlop chicane or at Ricudemont because it's gone in sideways. So this strikes to me it's sector 1. And this will probably have to trigger a slow zone as well. So as the car is that car is beached in the track. Yeah, Marshall approach 3, so it is the Dunlop chicane. It's turn 3, and a slow zone come into effect at zone 1 as well immediately because that car is beached in the gravel trap. It looks like a Ferrari as well, so it's a GTE car. As we zoom in closer, the tractor is ready to head out onto the track, and it is the 54 GT Am Ferrari who has head into the gravel trap as well for the Ferrari AF Corsa. Thomas Floor at control of that one, and he's just locked the rears and gone off at the Dunlop chicane, rolled backwards, and Simple As has now put it into the gravel trap. So this will be a slow zone for at least another 2-3 minutes at least. So the slow zone should be retracted soon. They've managed to get the Ferrari AF Corsa back onto the track, which is great news as they head out onto the track. And we'll wait to see when we go back to green. And the slow zone procedure is going to end now. We go back to green flag running here at Le Mans. We can go green. So a full course yellow not needed. Neither was a red flag. Just a simple slow zone in the first part of the track. And they've all gone to green quite late. And I don't think they've got the message it's green flag running because we've got an actual slow car now of the 38 Jolter, the pole sitter. And it backed everybody up and almost caused a massive accident between hypercars, LMP2 cars, and the GT cars as well. That is horrific actions here at the moment, but thankfully everyone's out there okay, and we have got back to green flag running. With 1 hour, 7 minutes left of this session, it is the number 8 Toyota on top for the hypercars. LMP2, the 26 G-Drive Racing. In GT Pro, it's the 91 Porsche GT team, and in GT Am, it is the 83 Ferrari AF Corsa. We've got a car stopped on the track, and this might have to be a red flag, because it's down in the part of the track where in the previous practice sessions it's had to trigger a red flag because it's blind, and it's a tricky part as well. So we'll see what's going to happen. Can't see where it is just at the moment. We've got the pictures on it. So it's at the Porsche curves, I'm being told, and it's an LMP car, and they've got it going. So a Control-Alt-Delete has worked, and away we go. Let's take a look what happened in the GT Am category right now. The 71 Inception Racing locks up its rear tyres and goes straight on down at the second chicane area as well. So at the Michelin chicane. So it keeps on going, but we're back to green flag running now. We are less than an hour to go in the last practice session before Saturday, and the big race starts as well as the Alpine Elf Matmut car gets heading out of the track with Negrão at the wheel at the moment. We've got a yellow flag on the track with 38 minutes to go off this session. It's down at one of the chicanes. Can't see which one it is just yet. For my opinion, it looks like it's at the exit of the PlayStation chicane. One of the cars just running off the track. We have gone back to green, and now another yellow came out. Now we go back green on our timing monitors as well. A few little incidents out there as well on the circuit, as well as Toyota Gazoo Racing get ready. Kazuki Nakajima getting ready out there as well, and Kamui Kobayashi all to head into the car right now. It's Sebastian Buemi and Mike Conway, the two drivers at the wheel. Not much has changed since you last joined us. And the number 8 Toyota still at top of the boards for Hypercar. In LMP2, it's still the 26 G-Drive Racing. Down the board as well. In GT Pro, it's the 79 WeatherTech Racing. Porsche 911 RSR has now taken the top spot there. In the GT Am, it's still the 83 Ferrari AF Corsa. The Ferrari 488 GT Evo car with Francesco Peredo at the wheel as well. 37 minutes to go this session, and it's a Toyota top overall. But the Alpines looking strong. Can they nick another night session and bookend the practice sessions that they did with practice 3 this morning, and now in the evening with free practice 4? Only time will tell, but not long left at all here at Le Mans practice. So drama down at the 41 squad at the moment. It looks like they're changing the rear suspension and the tow rods as well, just keeping an eye out on things. And it's the Team WRT 41. And that's a very weird situation at the moment then. So the push rod suspension's getting a change as well, the tow rods as well. They're just making sure that the rear of that car is not loose at all, and it sticks down towards the track as much as possible. And the heat there must be astronomical as well. But going well at the moment then, with just 25 minutes to go in the last session. Kamui Kobayashi, third in the class at the moment, was 2 tenths up in that second sector, but ends the lap 1.573 seconds down. So it was a good middle sector. He gained 3 tenths overall, but drops further back down the order. 20 minutes down, and it's going well. Right now, Toyota, Alpine Toyota, Glickenhaus Racing, top 4, and then rounding out the top 5, it's the LMP2 26 G-Drive Racing. Not a bad run here at Le Mans in the last practice session before everyone can have a very, very long keep. Spin out, the number 7 Toyota locks up its rear brakes. It does a 360 down at Tête Rouge as well. Kamui Kobayashi as well. Down into the Tête Rouge, locked the rears, did a 360 right in front of me as well, live. And that was risky stuff as well. Let's take a look at it now. Through Tête Rouge, runs over the curbs, gets a wheel on the grass, and just brakes, nearly throws it towards the wall. And how on earth did he save that one? So the lights get it. So he puts on the track, flicks towards the Anko barrier, immediately turns the wheel the other way, gives it a ball full of gas so it go that way, and just 360'd it and went on. Dramatic spin there for the 7 Toyota. And that made the old ticker go a little bit too quick there. I'll tell you what, we just saw the highlights once again of that 7-car spin, and I immediately flicked it round to the race control, and their arms were like this, and then a big sigh of relief as well. Even the race director enjoying that one. They all sat back in the chairs now watching the replay like this, just watching it with grins on their faces as well, through some of them not wearing the masks, some are. But what a little heart flutter moment they've had here at Le Mans. We've got 17 minutes and 38 seconds to go. And right now, it's the number 8 Toyota Gazoo Racing, who's top at the moment. Brendan Hartley is back in command of the car. We've got the 71 in the wall. The 71 Ferrari for the Inception Racing has crashed. This is going to bring out, and it has brought out, a red flag with 15 minutes to go on the board. And that is a very heavy impact. It's destroyed the rear suspension in the GTN category. Let's take a look then. Down into the braking zone. So Ollie Milroy is on board in the Inception Racing at the moment. Oh, into the chicane area as well at the Ford chicane. Loses the rear as well and just jumps over the curb and backs it into the wall. Suspension broke. Rear wing broke. You've got to also think maybe we've got a problem with the tub. And, well, that's just even worse news, well, for the Inception Racing Ferrari 488 GTE Evo. And that has brought out the red flags with 15 minutes to go. The driver is out, which is fantastic news. The interior fire extinguisher has gone off as well. So that's good news. Team is out of the car. But that's even worse news at the moment for a crash this late in the session. That could mean that's game over for the session. There's no tyres. So it's a great... He hit the concrete as well, so that's done more damage to the track as well, and certainly to the car as well. But fantastic. He's out of the car, and he looks to be okay. The car is another matter. Red flag then here at Le Mans with 14 minutes to go. Is the session going to restart? We're not too sure yet. Coming up on midnight then here at Le Mans, 3, 2, 1. Midnight strikes. It is Friday morning now in Le Mans. We are under a red flag with those 10 minutes to go. We are unsure if the session is actually going to restart. No sign of any news from race control at the moment. I'm looking at them right now. They're all busy on their boards trying to see if they can get this session at all restarted. But it's a red flag at the current moment. A lot of work out there, a lot of cars as well. The main car, the 71 Ferrari out there, as well as the recovery trucks as well. We might get going for 5 minutes, which is effectively one out lap for some of these drivers as well, and then one flying lap after. And sure, they'll take that going into Saturday when they only get a half-hour warm-up and then the race as well. As we see once again the 71 Inception into the Ford chicane, jumps over the first curb, loses the rear, and smashes into the car.
So sorry. I'm so sorry I've had such a big crash.
And that was the team radio as well, saying that he's had such a big crash as well. And it was a big hit. It's broken the rear suspension, it's broken the rear wing, it's broken the rear side of the car. I think that's a lot to do there as well. But long stuff out there at the moment. Not bad at all. If they call it a day. We've been on to red flag now for 7 minutes. There's 8 minutes to go. Will we get underway in time, or are they going to call the session? And we've had it confirmed by the stewards. The session will not be restarted, and the clock has already ended because it struck midnight. That is it. The session is over. Now, at the moment, there's the group chat from earlier on in the session as well. As you can see, everybody was very excited for the pole position earlier on in the session. But, yeah, right now as well, with the session coming to a close, we have round about 0-0 left on the clock. Yep, the session's been over now. It is concluded. And it ends with the number 8 Toyota Gazoo Racing taking the top honours. That will be followed by the 26 G-Drive Racing for LMP2. In LMGT Pro, it is the 79 WeatherTech Racing, Porsche 911 RSR 19. In the GTE-AM class, it's the 83 Ferrari F Corsa. And in the innovative class, it's of course, the 84 Association SRT 41 squad. Practice is concluded there. That is it. We end under a red flag for the second night running. Yesterday's ended under a red flag, so does today's. We only got 1 hour and 44 minutes under the green flag. We've remained under this red flag now for over 10 minutes, and they have to conclude it. It's past midnight, which means all attention now turns to Saturday. You can join us for live coverage of the warm-up session as well on Saturday. We will also have 12 hours live and 12 hours in highlight form. We'll give you the times during the warm-up session as well. And so join us, one and all, on Saturday for warm-up. Good night to you all.